Hello everybody and welcome to Chris Lovely RC Hints and Tips. I'm Chris and in today's video we're going to talk about how far can you take your vintage touring car against the equivalent modern machinery. The car is pretty much standard how they came. My dad bought this from somebody local to Louth, and we were quite well known back in the day for running on wood floor, so we didn't run any roll bars or anything like that, and it became in the end quite common to run a gear diff in the front and a gear diff in the back. As you might be able to tell, these are not genuine. These are Spec R. So by the time I got this car built, it wasn't ready for the summer events at Louth, so I ran these because it's just a lot easier and I knew about the fitment. The front diff is quite thick. I don't know what actually it's in it. I haven't taken it apart. When I have run it, it seems to go really, really well. So I've left it. In the rear, I did freshen it up and I gave it some 5000 diff oil. The car is obviously on a carbon chassis, and given the tyres that we have nowadays and the grip of the carpets, in the end it became, I would say, difficult but hard to predict what the car was going to do, as I'll get to when I talk about the video. Everything is pretty much standard here, but I have decided to take the old Dremel to cut here and here. So I thought, given that I'm running modern electrics, we do get warm as we start pushing the limits. So for a start, I thought that's a cracking idea. As you'll find out later in the video, maybe not. And in terms of the shock package, I went for Hoodie 425 oil. I normally used to like 415, the sort of the T3 cars, so I thought I'd follow what I sort of understood and knew. So I went 425 with these. I've got HPI pinks and silvers on the car, which were also quite popular back in the day. I've also had a choice of More Speed or X-Ray Zone, but I chose these and it reacted really, really well. The drive shafts are kit ones. They're the standard CVDs, so I've got no double joints in this at all. Obviously, with it being a spool up front, it is sitting on blades, and to get some blades to fit, I had to have a bit of searching around, and these are from Express. I've run the car on a couple of occasions, and what I have figured out is that this car prefers a lower roll centre to a high roll centre. So the first time I ran the car was in October, as you'll see by my Facebook post now, and the car ran really, really well, and for at least 3 of the 4 qualifying rounds, I was outpacing what were the Schumacher MI8s there that day in the automatics cars. So I was like, well, this is going too well. Did have a sensor issue, so the car was slow, really drivable, but it was also quite juttery. So I changed that, and in the end, it became a mini missile. And I like to think it added to the issues that I had come the end of the night. So in terms of setup, I ran this car pretty much how I used to run the T3 and T4 cars, on carpet. So compared to the olden days where they had like maybe 1 degree worth of camber or 1.5, I went for 2. That's what I standard run on my carpet cars. A degree out of toe, and in the rear I went for 3 degrees worth of toe. But with this being an older car, not everything is going to be as easy as that. So I realised after putting it on the setup station that it wasn't 3 degrees, so I had to have a little bit of settling about, realising that these pivot parts here, obviously they bolt on to the bulkhead here. So I spaced them out, I think about 0.5 mil to give me the 3 degrees that I want. I find that, at least on my local clubs, it hangs on better with 3 degrees worth of towing. So obviously, like I said, I'm not sure if you can pick it up here, but this is from my second time running the car. I ran the roll centers quite high, whereas before, as in the footage that you're going to see, I ran them low, and I think this car was much better with them running low. As I said at the back end of the footage that you're going to see, it's only the sort of a start of my final that night. It was a few quite fast fast corners. So the car was then starting to, as the grip came up, it was coming, leaning, and then breaking away. So obviously with this car, as you can see with the top deck, you've got a chance of putting previously here. So being the genius that I am, I decided to get my Dremel, cut these off, and that way I can run a fan to keep my motor cool so it can perform really well. Obviously, I think this might have been something I've done too prematurely. So you can buy it with the wings, as I like to call them, and then there's a post to attach it to the chassis to stiffen it up and maybe stop it wanting to roll around. Anyway, that's enough of me talking about my brilliant X-Ray T2. Let's get into the footage of the A final of that night. Big thanks to Stu Harrison for taking this video. It's obviously only the first few laps, but I wanted to bring you and show you what you can do with a vintage touring car if you put a little bit of time in and a little bit of effort. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. Don't forget to give it a like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Oh, Paul. You know, if that was me, I got stuck in there.